Is Beastars too weird? Let's find out. Yo, what's up, sleepers? It's your boy, Eddbedhead here, and I still got the beanie on because I'm in desperate need of a haircut. Anyway, the time has finally come. The time to review Beastars. So today, I'm going to be reviewing Beastars Volume 1, and I'm going to divide this review into two segments. The first part will be a spoiler-free review. The second part will contain spoilers. Let's see if you've got what it takes to be the next Beastar by sitting through this video. Beastars Volume 1 was released August 14th of 2018. Written and illustrated by Paru Itagaki. Sorry, I butchered your name. Alright, so let's get into the plot summary. At a high school where the students are literally divided into predators and prey, friendships maintain a fragile peace. Who among them will become a Beastar, a hero destined to lead in a society naturally rife with mistrust? One night at Charrington Academy, an herbivore student is brutally murdered. Among the members of the drama club, the herbivore's suspicions naturally turn to the carnivore classmates. The prime suspect, Grey Wolf Legoshi. But he wouldn't hurt a fly. Or would he? Will Dwarf Rabbit Haru bring out the beast in him? Are his feelings for her something else? So, my overall thoughts on Volume 1, let's get real here for a second. I originally didn't want to watch this anime. And yes, I'm talking about the anime because that's what I knew first. Honestly, I thought it was for furries. I mean, don't get me wrong, to each their own. I'm just not into the whole furry thing. And since that's not something that interests me, I just planned on skipping this initially because I just assumed it was part of that genre. But boy was I wrong. A friend had me watch and I found myself actually genuinely enjoying the show. The series has great world building and such complexity to it. Look, there are a few small elements of sexuality. I'm not gonna deny that. Definitely not in the first manga, but I know in the anime series there are. And I get it. That can make people really uncomfortable. And I wasn't watching for that reason, nor did I really expect anything like that to happen. But the way it's executed isn't for fetish size. It's done to build complexity to the story and add a layer of depth to the Beastars series. So unless you go in with an open mind and understand that certain aspects are for story building and not fetishizing, then you're just really not going to be able to watch this show. I understand it's not for everyone, but I'm not alone in this objective analysis. The manga has won many awards in Japan, and for good reason. It's a good story, one you could be missing out on if you end up sticking stereotypes to it. Overall, I think it's a great manga, and I recommend it to anyone who thinks they can see the overall picture. So, overall, my rating for Volume 1 is a 3.9 out of 5. And this is only because the art style of the manga threw me off, because I was used to the Netflix anime CGI characters, 3D characters. Now, let's compare to some online rating. Barnes & Noble reviewers gave it a 4.6 out of 5. And Books A Million reviewers gave it a 4.8 out of 5. So the average rating for this book is a 4.7 out of 5. And yes, I did pass middle school math. Thank you for asking. Now, before we jump into the spoiler-filled review, I'd like to ask you to like this video if you have enjoyed it so far, comment down below on if you like Beastars, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, hit that bell button for me so you get notified whenever I upload. It would mean the world to me, and honestly, it really helps me out. I want to get this channel growing. Anyway, enough self-promotion. Let's get into the spoiler-filled review. Now, we're going to take an in-depth review of Beastars Volume 1. I would like to start by discussing certain scenes and moments in the manga. Specifically, the opening scene of Tem being killed. As listeners of the Sleeping Cinema podcast may know, cough, cough, another self-plug, cough. I'm all caught up with the anime, so I know who Tem's killer is. Now, I won't spoil it here, but all I'm going to say is, in the opening shots, it definitely does look like Legoshi. At least that's how the way it was illustrated in the manga. It looked like a wolf was stalking him. I think in doing so, it sets up an innate fear that the characters have towards our protagonist in this story. And because we get to follow Legoshi's side of everything, we kind of get to see how he deals with these stereotypes, kind of like the stigma attached around the series. Next, I want to discuss the scene where Legoshi captures Haru in the dead of night, running in the darkness. A scared white dwarf rabbit is captured in the tight clutches of a gray wolf. The wolf's claws graze her skin. A wolf whose carnivorous predatory instincts kick in and take control of him. This is the scene that forever changed the life of Legoshi, who has to deal with these killer instincts for the remainder of the series. And I really wonder what would have happened if Louis hadn't twisted his ankle and needed Legoshi's help. I also wonder why his carnivorous instincts were shaped somewhat like a human. So these are just some more thoughts I had while reading Volume 1. Why aren't bugs intelligent like all the other animals? Was the world always anthropomorphic? What was their life like before they became civilized animals? All that aside, let's take a look at my favorite moment in Volume 1. The scene where Louis is fighting through his injury. After hurting his leg, saving his falling classmate, Louis hides his pain of twisting his ankle. And he hides his pain in order to bring the drama club together and perform a show that will demonstrate to the whole school herbivores and carnivores can live together in peace. But in doing so, he also puts on and acts not just on stage as Adler, but off stage as Louis. He hides his injuries and gets upset at anyone who brings it up. If someone were to find out the pain that he was hiding, he may give a selfish response, but in actuality, I honestly think he's asserting his dignity in small ways and carrying the weight of the school on his shoulders. Everyone looks up to him as the next Beast Star, and that must be a lot of pressure for the guy. Or dear. Now time for moments that should be changed or cut. Now I know I said the thing about the art style early. Don't get me wrong, it looks great. I could never draw something like that. And I'm sure it's not easy drawing all these different animal species in a manga, especially with as much details they put into each and every character. But I don't know, I guess I just kind of got used to the 3D models of the Netflix show, so I wasn't really expecting this type of art style. So that's really my only complaint. That's why my score is at a 3.9 out of 5. Now, time to read some online reviews. This Barnes & Noble's reviewer gave it a 5 out of 5. While a simple explanation for the manga would be adult Zootopia, Beastars travels beyond that. Paru Itagaki offers a look into the complexities of human society from the point of view of anthropomorphized characters. This manga contains it all: coming of age, gangs, prejudice, and of course, love. Beastars has quickly become one of my all-time favorites, and I sincerely hope it goes down in history for generations. Exactly, you articulated it better than I did this whole video, so take my chop, you're a great reviewer. This Books A Million reviewer gave it a 5 out of 5. I did not expect to like the series at all, but now I have 4 volumes. The plot was not at all what I expected, and really took a leap of faith when purchasing the first volume, but I really like it a lot. If you're concerned with the furry demographic as I was, it's honestly not like that at all. I'm glad I'm not the only one who came in with that same mindset just to have a great experience in the end. So, in conclusion, the manga is not weird at all. It's a great story, and I would dare say it wouldn't have worked or been nearly as good had these characters been human. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure to like this video if you've enjoyed it, comment down below on if you like Beastars or plan on rating it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, hit that bell button so you get notified when I upload. As always, stay woke, sleepers. Peace!